Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jersey Bayshore Country. I'm your host, John Schneider, and today we're going to talk about photography at the Jersey Bayshore. And with me is my special guest and friend, Paul Scharff, who is a photographer. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
I tell you something, I love your stuff. It used to be I'd go out with a video camera at different events and things, and I'd see you out there, off in the distance and sometimes close up shooting. How did you get into photography?
Long time ago, just as a hobby, I started doing it. Then I went and worked in advertising for many years and continued to do it, and then decided I wanted to go for it full time. And I just started to do it and got work and kept getting paid. So I said, well, I'm not going to stop.
That's the key, getting paid. But I got to tell you, here at the Jersey Bayshore, there are so many opportunities for all of us, whether you're a professional photographer or an amateur, to take terrific shots. And we're going to look at some of Paul's work a little bit later. But Paul, why is it that we have such fantastic scenery here, and it's a great opportunity for people to bring their camera, whether their camera is on their phone or it's a little small camera, or show them your camera.
Something a little larger.
Or it's something a little bit larger. What do you like about the Jersey Bayshore in terms of your photography?
What's really good for me about the Bayshore is that there is so much to shoot, and you don't have to go far to do it. So if you happen to live in certain parts of the country, you can get pretty pictures, but you have to turn it into a 45-minute drive to get there. You have to do it at the Bayshore. And when we talk about the pictures, almost every single picture I've taken has been totally opportunistic. It's just I happened upon something and liked it, and I shot it. And there it is. And at the Bayshore, you can't even go to get a loaf of bread without passing something that's beautiful.
Well, and what I like as well, along with that, is the idea that there is a variety. You've got lakes and rivers and streams and swamps and the ocean and the bay and boats and scuba divers and sailboats and parasailers. I mean, right?
That's true. Absolutely. You can get almost everything. You can even get foliage in the mountains along the Bayshore.
It's amazing.
It is really amazing.
I mean, we have some elevations. Elevations in this area go from sea level up to about 380 plus feet in some of the elevations within Monmouth County within the Jersey Bayshore.
Yep,
right?
yep. And there's so much you can see just by going out there and experiencing it. And I tell people, even with a cell phone, go out there and take pictures, because you'll enjoy it, you'll get great shots, and as more people are getting more comfortable with technology of photography, since the penetration of cameras in the population is now about 98%, you're seeing some pretty good stuff from people that are just taking snapshots. The advantage of digital photography is, first of all, you can play with some more options, so you can get more creative. You can take more risks. You can say, I'm not sure this is going to work, but let's give it a shot. Let's try it out. And then you also have a chance to get some feedback on what you've shot, so you can decide if you want to tweak it this way or tweak it that way. One of the downsides is sometimes people just fire off volume and they don't think about what they're doing. It's not a terrible thing to do, but it's always good if you can try to get more keeper shots from the beginning, and from there decide what you're going to actually concentrate on, what you're going to keep, what you're going to possibly retouch or whatever. But digital just gives you, I think, a lot more advantages to get out there and try things. And I think a lot of your viewers that just started taking more and more pictures with smartphones are realizing that some of them came out pretty good. And if they are thinking about it every year, probably they're thinking a few more from a percentage standpoint are coming out pretty good. That's a great thing, because anybody who loves photography wants anyone else to experience that. Current cell phones take pretty good pictures because they know how to really do good exposure and good color and things like that right out of the box.
Well, so I see a lot of amateur and professional photographs posted on Facebook and websites and that sort of thing. And I have a couple of pet peeves. I think we should gently criticize some of the stuff
Absolutely.
we've seen.
Sure.
For example, let me start. I hate it when someone takes a picture of a sunset or across the bay at New York City and the horizon is tilted.
Yeah, correct. Especially nowadays when even on your iPhone you can correct that in a half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do
drives
it
me
in
crazy.
processing after you
Right.
shoot it, but
Correct.
people will post things that are like,
But what does bother me about pictures now is when people do overprocess them. I see some people that get in there, they will use shadow and highlight tools they don't know how to use, and it looks terrible, or they'll use HDR, which to me looks completely too electrified and false. What they're doing.
And I always think to myself, I wonder what that shot really looked like.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
it's so overprocessed sometimes. What about cropping? You really do have to have an eye for cropping.
With editing technology, you can always recrop, reframe if you need to a bit. But what's really good is to train your eye to do it right on the spot, because then you got a shot that's perfect right out of the camera.
What do you like to shoot?
Believe it or not, it's more if I see it and I love it, I'm going to shoot it. Sometimes when there's beautiful fall or spring foliage, nobody gives credit to spring foliage. There's purples and whites.
Oh, it's amazing.
beautiful. I will go out and say, you know what, I'm going to go out and look for pretty things to shoot. But I'll literally just start driving down streets and stop and grab it.
How often are you shooting with this camera?
It's rare that I don't shoot something 5 days in a week for commercial purposes. For just going out and taking pictures for myself, sometimes it'll happen every single day for 2 weeks, and sometimes I might not shoot something for myself for a month because I'm just too plain busy doing stuff for work.
What do you suggest in terms of how does somebody get started? Are there clubs? Are there lessons? Are there online things they can look at? And what kind of camera should they get? Without naming names, what should they generally look for in a camera?
You're going to love this answer because
Yeah.
it's going to surprise you. Pull out your cell phone.
Yeah.
If you have a cell phone that was made in the last 2 years, pull out your cell phone, get in your car. I assume everybody has a GPS either in their car or a standalone one. If not, go on eBay, spend $39,
Sure.
get a GPS, and start looking for something that's blue. When it's blue, it's water. Go there, follow the blue, pull over to the side of the road.
Sometimes it's brown, but
Right, right, but pull over to the side of the road and start taking some pictures. But otherwise, I think that the Bayshore is so beautiful that if people go places they've never been before, and literally just start exploring with their car on a Saturday afternoon and start taking some pictures, and then pay attention to what they like and don't like, I think that's the best start. I think that having a chance, if somebody thinks a picture is pretty good, they can join your Facebook page for photographers, submit it and say, I kind of like this. What could I do better?
Right,
What
good
could I
idea.
do worse?
Yeah.
And let other people, both photographers and non-photographers, give feedback, because that will give you information.
Well,
You know.
we're going to take a look
Yeah.
at some of Paul's work. If you're looking at this at your television at home, great. You'll get a good clear shot of it because we're going to show them full screen. If you're looking at this on a computer, then make it big so you can see these pictures because they are spectacular. Paul, let's look at the first one, okay?
All right,
Shall we?
perfect.
Here we go.
Beautiful.
Tell me about this shot.
Really easy. One of my shots that I got up in the morning to shoot, shot that from my house, and I just love the clouds. You know, one of the things we talked about was that there are some shots where it's just the sun and an empty sky. It's still beautiful. I still love it. But when you have interesting clouds like this that create a little bit of a pattern, it makes it even better. And so of all the sunrise shots I've shot from the house, this is one of my favorites just because the clouds were doing a favor for me.
So what we're seeing is Sandy Hook,
Correct.
And
Yep.
then some trees from...
The foreground is downtown Highlands, and then we see the little bit of the bay, and then you see Sandy Hook with the pavilion there, and then you see the ocean, and then of course the sunrise.
Now, I like this because the light is so incredibly interesting, and there's these colors, rusty red and green, and
I was headed somewhere, and I just said the way the light is hitting this is just magical, and I grabbed the shot. This is on my way to the C Street Ferry, so I could take a boat into New York, and these guys are out there fishing. And the sun was coming at them, and I said this would make kind of an interesting silhouette. So I took 5 shots, and 4 of them were pretty darn boring. But in this case, one guy's having a sip of brew while I take the picture, and you just get a sense of people enjoying themselves out in the sun, and it was just a nice, charming picture. You're on Sandy Hook, and I was probably coming back from dinner at the Seagull's Nest or something. It probably wasn't, again, something I planned, but I just saw the clouds in the sky and the sun, and I said, you got to grab it.
And this is, I think this is terrific. Tell me about this.
I'm driving down Route 36 in the middle of December, and we've had a little bit of a snowfall the day before, and it's been mostly melted and plowed. And I'm driving by, and I see this Leonardo Motel, and they've got these beautiful lights on it. And I said, that looks really cool. Pulled over to the side of the road, grabbed the picture, and got back in the car in time to make the next green light.
It's very Americana.
Isn't it? It's great. Yep.
Oh, look at this. This is also from Sandy Hook, and there is Atlantic Highlands across Sandy Hook Bay. I would assume this is the middle of winter?
Yeah, that's correct. And again, the story here, this was not planned. I was probably on the hook taking some snow shots, because anybody who's not visited Sandy Hook after a snowfall, it's worth doing it. And the snow that was stuck to the snow fence, and the way the light was illuminating them, and the way the shadows was coming out, said, all I have to do is snap this picture and I've got a great shot. It's a very easy one to take.
And on a hot day, it's a great picture to look at.
That's right. It's very nice.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This was taken in some of the marsh area at Sandy Hook, I presume.
Correct. Yep. And it's interesting. I have two shots that look very, very similar. One has the sun way over on the left, as you see here, and the other has the sun way over on the right. And it's just a beautiful marsh. You get these beautiful colors. Again, this is the Bayshore at its best. You have the colors of the green grass, the water, the reflection, the sun, the sky, the clouds. This is why I live here at the Bayshore in New Jersey.
And you know, this is a perfect example of you don't always have to have the sun in the middle of the frame.
No, the sun works much better out of the frame, out of the middle. Good point.
This is the old bridge that crossed the Shrewsbury River from Highlands to Seabright. This was the $1 Million Bridge, so this is an historic picture.
Correct, correct. And I took that up at Twin Lights, and I zoomed like crazy because I wanted the bridge to fill the frame. I did no cropping after the fact. This was zoomed in camera and cropped in camera. And then the hardest part of this job was to wait and wait and wait. It took me about 30 minutes till there was not a single car on the bridge. I wanted to get kind of a hero, almost clinical shot of the bridge before it got taken down, because that was the last couple of weeks before they were going to start construction.
Look at these. These are predators, it looks like.
Yep. One of the things that's beautiful on Sandy Hook and all around the Bayshore is that we attract osprey. And at Sandy Hook, they've actually built nests for osprey to house themselves in. And I was driving on my way somewhere else and saw a couple of osprey hanging out at the nest. So I pulled over and said, let me take some pictures. And I waited, and then one flew away and said, I don't know. And all of a sudden, this one on the right flew back. And I liked it because the one on the left's kind of looking and saying, dinner's been in the oven for the last 20 minutes. Where have you been? But the way this guy landed with those beautiful wings was just magical. I couldn't reshoot this tomorrow for $1 million.
This, I'm going to guess, is somewhere around Port Monmouth or Keensburg.
Keensburg, exactly right. Very good eye. And look how pretty those dunes are right here on the Bayshore.
Yeah.
So you got this beautiful dune. The sun was on it. It's kind of straight on. The sun's right overhead. It's kind of like, well, there it is. But it's just so pretty. I wanted to get the sun. You look at that and you can really feel the beautiful summer weather coming through.
Yeah. Oh, another Americana. I've seen this on Route 36 many times.
And the thing that's nice about shooting anything like this in the summertime and creating this Americana sense is to get it in the right 10 or 15 minutes of the day. I wanted to get this when it was light enough that you could see the detail of the ice cream shop, and yet the lights would shine and glow and really make you feel like, you can just imagine piling the kids in the car, let's go get some ice cream.
Well, here is Bay Avenue in Highlands, New Jersey. There's the Lusty Lobster over there, and the American Legion is down on the right where that American flag is. I like what the lights are doing here, the street lights and the Christmas decorations. Very interesting. Look at all the flags on top of Cumberland Farms gas station.
And again, it was just that kind of day. You kind of felt like you have a little piece of Americana, and we don't get snow that much in Highlands, so it was great to grab that.
Wow, look at these. This is gnarly, dude.
Yeah. This picture was taken on the first day this is one of the rare times I got up to take a picture. Specifically to do it. It was the first day of daylight standard time. I was so depressed that we were losing an hour of light. I said, I've got to do something to remind me of the beauty of the Bayshore, even in the winter. So that is a November picture. And there you go.
Now, this is this used to be the ranger station and the museum on Sandy Hook, which is a very cool building, and I'm not sure it's back yet. But look at all those. Are they sunflowers?
They're a kind of sunflower, and they're that full only for about 2 weeks a year. And knowing that they were coming, and when I saw them, I took a picture that wasn't good, but I knew they were still coming out. Went back, again, one of the rare times I said, I'm going to go out specifically to get a picture. Went back about 5 days later, they were fuller and got the shot.
It almost looks like a house in New England.
Doesn't it?
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, look at this. Wow. Sasha Morford is a friend of mine, and I did a video in there as well. What a wonderful shop. It's closed. I'm glad you captured it.
And what's nice about it is that she made it feel so festive when she would decorate it for the holidays. And I said, you know what, we have to it wasn't, this was many years ago before I had any sense it would ever close, but it just looks so beautiful with the lights blazing from the inside out. So one of the interesting thing about here is the lighting is provided totally by my client. It's great.
Okay, this is very interesting. Nice use of shadows. That's obviously Sandy Hook. It says Gateway National Park. I like it. It's simple. It's clean. Nice straight lines.
And really, it's a design element as anything. You know, I just like the way the designs look, so grabbed it.
And this is one of the. This is actually the tip of the southern end of Plum Island, overlooking or looking over at Highlands, and there's the twin lights up there. It's a nice little shot of just a couple of people having a wonderful day on the river.
And you don't see that many pictures of people beaching in our area that show Highlands itself. You tend to look from Highlands out at the water. The fact there were just these two people and their umbrella, and you could see the twin lights, made me say, you know what? How peaceful and calm and serene can we be right here in the middle of it all?
Well, that looks like Highlands, New Jersey. I don't know if that's coming up to Linden Drive, or where's this?
It's coming up to Linden Drive. That is so impressive. And as you can see, I was about 1.5 seconds from death, but willing to chance it because I saw this plow, and it was just, again, to talk about the time of day and the light. The plow, this same picture would have been pretty boring if it was done at noon and the lights weren't on, but you had it that time of day, and you have, by going, I'm not quite as close as it seems, but I'm pretty close, and by having it right in your face, you get a sense of this ominous, huge machine coming that's about to plow you. And since I live on 36 and I get plowed in all the time, I thought this was something worth capturing.
And these headlights look a little like the rising sun.
They do. They do.
Oh, this is nice. A lot of surf fishing over North Beach, north of Seabright, and along Sandy Hook. Is that where this is?
That is. It's on Sandy Hook. Yep.
Are you impressed that I know where all these are?
I'm more than impressed. This is unbelievable.
I've been everywhere.
Hey, notice that straight horizon line, incidentally.
It's very, very straight.
So,
that's nice.
But again, what's nice here, this is something I could have used for commercial purposes because the person's not identifiable. But what was nice is it shows that we don't only have beauty here at the Bayshore. We have activities that people can do. And what's nice is you can tell from the clothing, it's not the middle of summer, yet this person is out there in their obviously pretty early morning getting a wonderful fishing experience in.
Oh, look at this. This is really terrific. This is beautiful. I have to think about this for a minute. I almost want to say it's Keansburg with Staten Island across the way, but I don't think it is. Where is it?
It is Keansburg.
Is it really?
Yep. And I saw the light, and I actually was going first to shoot the light. I didn't even know this pier was here. And I was trying to find the highest point up because I knew there was water, and I wanted to have water in the sky. And I climb up, and it's like, oh, my God, what is this? So I shot it to get the pier in a way that, again, creates a beautiful, colorful picture.
And look how close Staten Island looks.
Isn't that wonderful? Yeah.
And I love the one green light there,
Yeah.
which is illuminating some other thing over there that's also green. Very nice shot. I like that. Oh my gosh, something's on fire. Let me guess. I'm almost going to say the Navesink, but I don't know. What is this?
Clay Pit Creek.
Oh, it is Navesink.
That is.
Yeah, I know exactly. The bridge is over on the right.
Remember the cell phone picture I told you about?
Yeah.
I knew that if I drove just from that Clay Pit Creek bridge to the Oceanic Bridge, that would not look the same. So I stopped there. Cell phone picture. This is the best example I can give to people to, number one, don't be afraid to use your cell phone. And number two, if you see a beautiful shot, stop and take it. It might not be there in 5 minutes.
Oh, it's got to be Natco Lake.
This is behind a used car dealership.
Yeah.
Now, Again, most people wouldn't think to go behind a used car dealership to get a
Sure.
picture that you'd want to put on your living room wall. But
Yeah.
go out and don't be afraid to explore and try things that are new. And you had to climb over this little hill
Yeah.
behind this car delership, behind over rusty radiators and things like that. And then voila, look
You
at
know,
that.
some of the
Just
greatest
beautiful.
shots that I consider great have something in the is it called the foreground?
Correct. Very good observation. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because if you took that out, it would be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But by putting it in the foreground, you've got your picture divided into a few different parts, and so you have that.
Exactly. Very nice. And I know where this is. This is, I believe, I'm going to guess Atlantic Highlands?
Correct.
This is as you come into the marina. This is on your right, and at high tide, you don't see this stuff, and it can be dangerous.
Yep. And I saw this on the C Street Ferry coming home from New York once. I missed the chance to get it square on. So the next day, I made sure I had my camera ready because you'll notice that middle section of whatever those things are sticking out of the water is straight on, and then you see it fan to the left and fan to the right. So I sat there and shot maybe 20 shots to find the one where I would be positioned exactly over it.
Oh, this is the chapel on Sandy Hook. I took I shot a wedding in there once. It's very pretty. Look at the light. It's a very peaceful, tranquil shot.
Yep, and I was driving by after looking at the lighthouse, and the sun was obviously setting right behind it. And the magic here was to screech to a halt, and I shot it from my car. I didn't even get out of my car for this. Open up the window and back up slow, slow, slow until the middle window
Yeah.
is full, and then you see it fan out, and that's all you have to do.
Oh, this is terrific. This probably is Sandy Hook, but I'm not sure. Is it?
Correct. It is Sandy Hook, and I have loved this picture and tried to recreate it because it was taken
Beautiful.
on a lower resolution camera than I have now, and I've not been able to do it. The snow was just on the rocks at the right place. The color of the water, it was terrific, and that again reminds people that the Bayshore is beautiful, not just in one season but all 4 seasons.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, look at the light there. That's beautiful. Was this in the morning, I guess?
This is in the morning. And the challenge here was it is very hard to get the entire twin lights in from the ground with a regular camera. So I had to use a wide-angle lens, and that one I had to manipulate because if you shoot with a wide-angle lens,
Distortion.
you're going to get distortion.
And
So
you
I had
didn't
to-
get it.
I had to take the distortion out, and I actually liked the clean look so much that you'll notice I took out some of the benches and stuff just because for this one shot, I just thought it looked so streamlined, and I wanted to really make that twin lights kind of a hero shot.
Oh, what a lovely, lovely shot. This is the kind of shot that would look good on a picture puzzle.
You're right. And also frustrate the heck out of someone like me that can barely do, an 8-year-old's picture puzzle.
I'm not sure. I'm going to say somewhere along Raritan Bay, but I'm not sure.
I think it's Union Beach.
Union
I think
Beach?
I think it's Union
Yeah, it
Beach.
looks
And
like it
again,
might be.
Look at the way the sun's hitting it. Look at the beauty of just our natural dunes we have right here in our backyard.
This could be Keyport or Union Beach, actually.
It's
This
Union-
actually is Union Beach.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's Union Beach, and again, that picture could be on Cape Cod. It could be down in the beautiful Barrier Islands of Carolina. Here we have it right here.
Well, I love it because it's got there's all kinds of elements flashing through this thing. I love the flowers and everything. It's beautiful.
This is a house that's on one of these windy roads in Atlantic Highlands, and every time I turn the corner, I look and say, that's pretty interesting. I said, you know what? I like the view. I like part of the house, and again, using the house as a design element and an anchor kind of makes you, is this Greece or whatever? Well, we know it, of course, it's the Bayshore.
I have to ask you straight off, did you process this?
Not much. Not much.
It's the little town of Bethlehem.
Isn't it?
Here,
It's
isn't
so
it?
cute, right?
It's gorgeous. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Is Sandy Hook or Seabright or something like that.
And here's what's magical to me about this picture, and it's a good reminder for anybody watching. Go ahead and go out to the beach on a cold day. Look at the little girl on the left is wearing a heavy winter coat. He's got a sweatshirt on, but it's clear there's a can of soda there. There's a picnic blanket. They are out having a picnic lunch on a cold winter day, but look at what they are looking at. Look at the beauty of the waves.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at this. Where is this?
That is also on Sandy Hook, and that's one of the back roads that gets you to the lighthouse. And I saw these little things, and it was just being backlit. And I screeched the car to the halt, rolled down a window, and grabbed it. It's just the backlit. And I've actually sold probably 8 copies commercially, not prints, but to different entities. And it was just a catch as catch can. Have your camera ready.
Another nice shot.
Nice shot. And look at the way the water's rolling up. The people, one of the things that's interesting is when the waves come, you can shoot and shoot and shoot, and you're going to get different pictures. And I probably, for this series, took maybe 200 pictures and had to find the one where the water was exactly the right way, because it changes all the time. And it was just to find the optimum picture.
And what I like about this is what's in the foreground is also the sun.
That's right. Isn't that great? The reflection of the wet sand.
Right on the sand. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Stark.
It's stark, and there's just something about the fact there's not a single person there. You have the really long shadows, so you know it's probably late in the season and late in the day. And it just kind of like is a design element,
Let me guess. This is at the... No, I don't know where it is.
This is taken at Sandy Hook, and for those that don't know, Sandy Hook has the largest holly forest in North America.
Yeah.
And this was after a snowfall, and it just looked wonderful.
This is a Christmas card.
It actually has been sold as Christmas cards, so exactly right, yeah.
Look at that. That is really interesting. It looks like all kinds of seals crawling up on the rocks, and then they got frozen.
It does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like photographs that it's kind of like abstract art in a way, where you can look at something and see different things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like looking at a cloud.
Yeah.
So those are spectacular.
Thank you.
Spectacular shots. We're going to go out and see Paul in action. Nice.
Not bad, right? Beautiful. Right. Bamboo jungle. I can't believe it.
I want to thank my guest, Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I thank you again for watching Jersey Bayshore Country. If you see me out there somewhere taking pictures with my video camera, I hope you'll interrupt me, stop, and say hello, because nothing's more important than meeting you. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next week with a brand new show. Bye-bye.